start with the points only. If you say if the there is a dictionary, okay, if there is a dictionary with a multiple like a words, then point is called a alphabet. Okay, so it's a very important. It's a very important. You have to understand the points. Without points, there is no geometry at all. Okay, so once
Yeah.
you should know how to place the points and at what place that you need a point. At what place exactly you need a point. So you have to be very good in creating the set of points. Okay, well,
Yeah.
now
This can also be done with the range.
yes, I'll show you today. Okay, so we have a point and we have a one more point. We have one more point here. Let me change this pen color to the orange only. So I have a one more point here. If I connect these 2 points, then what do we call this?
It's a line.
I have one more point here. I have one more point here. I'll connect this point with this. Then now what do we call this?
Curve.
Again line.
Again line. Nice answer. Okay. Well, you can call it as a curve. You can call it as a curve. Okay. Well, I have a one more point here. So I connected this to this. Again, we call it as a curve. But generally, when it comes to our our dynamo, we call it as a cross section. Remember this thing. Mostly who are into this, those who play with the geometry, those guys have to remember this cross section. Okay. And when I connect this point to this, now what do we call that?
Rectangle.
We have one more. It's called closed loop. It's called closed loop. Let's say I have one circle like this. So is it a cross section or a closed loop?
Cross section.
Very good, because it's not closed. It's not closed. When it comes to the geometry, the most of the people who are new to the dynamo, they'll confuse here only. They don't know whether is it a cross section or it's a closed loop. Okay, so for cross sections will be there is a different terminology. Okay, and with the closed loops there is a different terminology. Okay, well, let's consider we have this. I connected a line, it's a closed loop. Now it's just a curve. Now it is just a curve, correct? So how can I bring, like, how can I add? Does it have any faces now? Does that
No.
has any faces? No, right?
No.
Let's say it is like a photo frame without a glass and without a photo in it. It's just like a curve. That's it, right? Now, if I want to add to the face to it, now if you ask like how many edges are there? How many edges we have here?
4.
4.
So 4 edges. It's a
Edges.
1, 2, and 3, and 4 edges. How many vertex points we have?
4.
4 again.
4.
So 1, 2, 3, 4 again. But if I add this curve into a surface, I just added some shape to it. I mean, I just like painted this mid space. I just painted something. Now, what do we call this? A paper.
Surface.
Surface. Now, additionally, along with the 4 edges, 4 vertices, I have a 2 faces as well. What are the faces here?
Yeah.
How many faces we have? 2 faces.
2.
Front and back.
Front and
Now,
Yeah.
I want to change this into a solid shape. Let me erase all the drawings. Let's say pen again. I just added like this. So I did like this. Now I'll just connect it here and connect here, and I connect this to this. Now, how many faces I do have?
6.
1, 8,
6.
1, 2,
6.
6 faces. 6 faces.
Yeah.
Front, back, top, bottom, and left and right. Correct? So how many like edges you have, and how many vertices
8.
you have? That's what, like, I mean, finally, what I'm trying to say is generally the entire flow starts with a point. It starts with a point, and the second step is going to be the line, or it could be the curve also. Then This curve can be converted into a surface again, the surface, and surface to the solids. Clear? Surface to the
Yeah.
solids. Now again, you have a direct solid now. You're not going to create any solid. Okay. You are trying to, you're trying to extract faces from a solid. Now again, it is in a reverse case. So how do you extract the faces? So this is this face, and I have a one more face like this, and the side face, it is like this. So this is how. So from the solid, how do you extract the faces? Okay, from these faces, how do you get the lines? From the line, how do you get the points? So this is in a positive direction, and this is again in a reverse. You understand? Again, this is
Yeah.
in a reverse, from point to solid and solid to point. Clear? So if you are very confident on understanding these concepts, you can play with any kind of a geometry. But this is just a theory. But when it comes to the concept, there are a lot to learn. There are a lot to learn. What are those? For example, if there is a curve passing in this direction, let's consider x, this is a y, and this is a z. Correct? So this is y, and this is x, and this is z. In which direction the line is passing? If I ask to get the vector, then I'll get x value. It is like a 10, and y value, no, nothing, 0, and z value, nothing, 0. So 10 comma 0 comma 0. Clear? So this is called a vector again. So you have to play with the vectors, and you will be playing with the scalars, like you will be playing with the like a planes. There are some sort of a concepts. Okay, those are very important to understand in which direction it's passing through. Well, I have a point, and I have a one more point here, and I have a one more point here. So I have a one more point. Now let's consider, like, don't say we always don't say, like, we have a curve, we have a point here, we have a point. So this is like a point, like it's a curve shaped building. Let's consider it's a curve shaped building. Okay, so now this curve shaped building, you understand, you have to draw a duct or a cable tray. Then how do you do that? How do you do that? So from you will be this, if this is a curve, okay, and this is a building, so this is a somewhat an edge, and you want to draw cable trays, and you want to draw pipes, or you want to draw ducts. Then what do you do that? So you will be extracting these points, and you will connect, and this point, and you will connect this with this point, with this point, and you will create a duct. From this point to this point, again a duct. From this point to this point, again a duct. One more duct, one more duct, one more duct, and one more duct. It means you already have a curve, and you will be converting that into this into the points, and you will take an offset from the wall here. From the wall, let's consider like it's 100 mm. Okay, 100 mm, and you will be start placing the ducts like this. And again, you will be maintaining some 150 mm space. Then you will draw one cable tray next to it. So how do you play with all this stuff? You have to understand the directions. You have to understand the directions to place the planes, to place to get the vectors. So there are additional stuff. Well, so let's start playing with the points now. I have a Atik has placed one point, and there is a one more point, and there is a one more point. Now uh, can anyone say, like, we have already used twice or thrice uh, like the same node. Which node is it? To create a Nurbs curve. What is that node?
Nurbs curve by points.
Nurbs curve. I want a Nurbs curve, correct? So
Yeah.
Nurbs curve dot
Yes.
by
Nurbs
points.
curve by point.
Nurbs curve by points. Let's say by points. Okay. Now it is expecting the points. So if you want to draw, if you want to Nurbs curve, it's not possible with only one point. It's not with
Yeah.
one point. For example, if you connect two curve, if you connect list dot create. So list create, I have a 2 points. So when I connect this to this, and when I connect this to this, I'm sorry, when I connect this to this, and I'll connect this to this. So when I connect this to this points, is it giving a curve? It's a straight line.
No.
It's a straight
Yeah.
line.
No,
Correct.
straight.
If I change this to this, again it is giving the straight line. To get a Nurbs curve, there should be like a control point as well. Now if I connect one more point, and when I connect this to this, now this is giving me the Nurbs curve. Correct?
Yeah.
Correct? Correct,
Yep.
guys? Okay. Well, so Nurbs curve dot there are any control points. So I want to see what are the control points here. When I connect this to this, see there is actually one more point here. What is this point? What is this?
Control point.
What is the control point? What is the control point? Now let me draw the same in Revit now. I just want to draw the same thing in a Revit now. For example, DL, I'll go with this, and when I place this, and when I place this, now when I connect this, so this is my line. This is my line, and
Right.
I used only 2 points here. What about this point?
This is control point.
Exactly. Well, now I'll go with a one more deal, and when I connect this, now I have placed one more point here. Just notice that where did I place the point? I just connect the point over there. But when I start dragging, my curve has the midpoint is here. But why there is a point on the top of it? To achieve this curve, I need a control point, and that control point is this. Got it, guys? So that is
Yeah.
why I got the curve Nurbs curve point here. So sometimes while you're playing with the different surfaces, you have to understand, okay, there is a different control point. This is not the control point. This is not the control point. If I want to change the control point, if I change the control point, then it will change the curve as well. You understand? Well, let's see. Now I have a curve. So successfully, let me create these 2 points. Let me Control C, Control V. Let's say Control C, Control V. No, I just want to go with the X value 30, and I don't want this. So let's say I'll make it okay. Let's leave it 30. Now, if I want to create a single line, line dot by start point,
Point.
end point. Okay. Well, that's it, and this it. And not only this, like for example, we have a line dot by best fit through points. You don't know like how to connect it. Then it is expecting the points, and I use the same list dot create again. So list dot create. So I'll use I have a 2 points here. So when I connect this, and when I connect this, if I don't want this, so I'll connect this to this points. Again, it will understand the best fit of the particular points. Clear?
Yep.
Clear? So don't expect the straight line always with the help of this node. There are some issues with this again. Okay. For suppose if I use the same node here, instead of a Nurbs curve, I have a 3 points. When I connect this to the best points, why it is placing in the mid of that? Why it is placing in the mid of that? It is taking a center line from this point to this point and is this, and from this point to this point is this, and it will draw a straight line. You don't even expect why did it placed over there. You have to understand the terminology. There are some sort of a rules to understand this logic again. Okay. Well, so press Ctrl V. Let me delete this. So let me connect this to the Nurbs curve dot by points. Okay. Well, I have like one line here, and I have one curve here. Okay. Let me go with first. I want to use this line to create a surface. To create a surface. How do you do that?
Surface
Surface
by
by
loft
patch,
or something.
loft, or patch.
Surface dot by loft. Surface dot by loft. Surface dot by loft. Okay. Now it is expecting the cross section. is it expecting one cross section or multiple cross sections? When I connect this to
Multiple.
this, no, it's giving the warning because it is expecting two. It is expecting two, and we have only one. I want to create a one more duplicate. Then what to do?
Create list.
Create a list. What do you mean by list? So I already have one Nurbs curve point here. So I can change. I can Control C, Control V. So I have one more, and I'll change the values. It is not 10. The X value. Let's keep that as it is, or else how to change this? How to understand this point? So this has to be here. This has
Yeah.
to be here.
So
So
we need to change
which
the Y
direction has to
value.
move? Very good. So the Y has to be moved the first point as well. So when I connect this 10 to this, now it's clear. Try to understand what I'm doing here. Okay, I mean, if you are capable to play with the points, then it's very easy. Now I have a one more point here. So this is in X 20 and Z it is 10. Now the Z remains same exactly, but the Y has to change. Then what to
Yeah.
do? Y has to
Change. Yeah.
let me set
Change.
the Y to this. Okay, there is there is somewhere. Okay, well, then what about the third point? So third point,
Same. The Y should change.
same Y has to change, correct? So if I connect this to this, oh, okay, let's say I have one a different, okay, let's consider, I'll set this value to the 10 only. I'll set this to the 10 and I'll connect this to this. Okay, I have a two different things now. So this is how actually it looks like. Got it? So this is how actually it looks like. No, I don't want to maintain this 20 here. Let me set this to the 15 to show some. Okay, well, so I have a two curves here now. So you no need to do that. You no need to do that. I mean, you know, I mean, if you copy a one more set, you have a complete flexible to play with the second curve. But there is a one more option that's called translations. So we do play with the translations again. So what do you mean by translation? I already have a curve. I think we have seen yesterday night, right? So what do you mean by translation? Correct? So I have a geometry
Yes.
dot translation. So translations. So I'll connect this geometry to this and I'll use the Y value. I mean, I want to move in this direction, and which is the axis? The green color line. So green in the sense X, Y, Z. So it's a Y. So the Y value has to set something around like a 40. So when I connect this to this, I have a one more point with the same curve, and if I want to control any points here, I can't control that because that is just like a mirror. That is just like a mirror without any controls. You understand? Without any controls, it's just a mirror. That's it. So if you want to control the midpoint, you can't do that. You cannot do that. Clear? Again, if you want to control it, there is a different technology. So that's like we will be. This is like a some sort of a supporting node. It's like some sort of a supporting node. You can say it's a create node also. It's creating something. But in this case, at this point of time, it is helping me to create a one more. Okay, clear? Okay, now what do I do with this? I have a one more point here, and when it comes to the architecture or structure or any I'm some sort of a geometry nodes, you will be finding a lot of like what you say nodes in it, but most of the nodes are duplicated. Most of the nodes are duplicates only. Understand? So I mean, when I see any, if you see any architecture or hey, it has a 150 nodes here. I haven't played even like set of 30 to 40 nodes in my MEP. It has more than 150, 200 nodes. Don't scare. They're like a 20 nodes only, but we are duplicating again and again and again. That is the reason it looks like it has a more nodes in it. Okay, well, you will realize today. Okay, so I have a let's see, I have this one and I have a one more. Now what is the node that I say? What is the node that I say? To create a surface.
Yeah.
Surface dot by, you said loft something, no?
Yeah.
Surface dot by loft, and we have one more, surface dot by patch. Surface dot by patch again. Okay, so what is the surface dot by loft and what is the surface dot by patch? This is expecting a cross sections and this is expecting the closed curve. When I
Closed curve.
connect a Nurbs curve to this, it will return an error. It will return an error because the Nurbs curve is not a closed one. I mean, if you want to get it closed, then we have a Nurbs curve dot by points and closed curve. So what is it? I want to connect this to this. Now I can see the same point, and if I want to close the curve in the sense, how it will close the curve? It will close the curve. Guys, how it will close the curve? The first point and the last point should be connect
Yeah.
each other. Correct?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
what is the data type? It's a Boolean. So I'll use a Boolean here. I'm saying, yeah, close the curve. So set it to the true because my answer is yes. Now see, I can see a different set of face. Clear now? Now
Yeah.
I will be connecting. Now I can Nurbs curve to the closed curve. Now see, I can connect that into the surface. Now, if
Yeah.
I want to add a thickness to it, then how do you add a thickness to it? I already have a surface here. Okay, so I don't want to play with this concept now. So let me keep this. I don't want to play for now. So hide all geometry preview. Okay, so well, let me, when I connect this to this, now I have one more curve. Clear? So I have a one
Yeah.
more curve. I mean, I just turned off it. We'll play with this later on. I mean, in today's session only. So Nurbs curve dot by points. Nurbs curve dot by points. Now I have a Nurbs curve and I have a one more Nurbs curve. So I'll use list dot create. I'll use a list dot create to create these two and connect this to here, and I have a two different Nurbs curves here. So when I connect this to the cross sections by loft, now I can see the surface. Last day we played with this here, but it didn't happen because I mean, I have installed some wrong packages. Someone asked me in this batch only, do you remember, like we tried to connect to the same surface dot by loft and we failed it, and it failed. Do you remember? No?
Yep.
Is it in this batch or in a different batch? Okay, well, whatever. Surface dot by loft. Okay, so sometimes if it fails list dot create, then you use list dot join. List dot join. Okay, list dot join also, which is almost replica to the list create only. So when I connect this, when I connect this, when I connect this to this, so it's the same, almost same. Okay, well, whatever node it is. Now I have a surface dot by loft. Well, let me expand this more. I want to expand this. If I want to expand this points, then what to do, guys? I want to expand this. I expand the midpoint. So the y point is this. Where is the y point? And if I set this to the 30, oh, this is how it looks like. And I say, let's say for 50. Let's say 50. Now I can see like this. So this could be an entrance or something. Okay, like our Dubai metro entrance or something else.
Metro station. Yeah.
Metro station entrance. Okay, well, this is fine. So now I want to create a grids on this or else whatever. Before we create a grids, where there are like a lot of shortcuts we have. For example, let me show you grids, grid bind. Okay, so quad grid by surface. Now what is it saying? if you have a surface, when I connect this to this, and it is expecting u and v's. So what do you mean by u and v's? It means it will split this entire surface into the equal parts. So I say 10 10 u's and 10 v's. Now see, it's creating, I'm sorry, it's creating. Did you notice that? And now if I don't want to see the surface here, right click and stop preview. Now I can see the grids on the top of it. Do you notice that? So
Yeah.
where I have a grids. Now I have a points. I mean I have a lines here. I can convert these lines into a different shapes like into the pipes or whatever. Okay, or with any triangle or with any rectangle shape of panels or any kind of stuff. But we don't I don't want to use it for now. Let me explain you with a from the scratch itself. So I have this. Now what is the u and v here? What is the u and v here? Let's say um get isoline. Just give me a minute, guys. Just give me a minute. Just give me a minute. I'll come back. So sorry. I'm so sorry. Actually, I received I got a courier, so that's why. Okay. Well, um, surface dot get isoline. So what is this? When I connect the surface to this, and it is saying that like what is ISO direction? So what do you mean by ISO direction? Like we have a two directions. So one is called U, and second one is called it's a V. So like how we have an X and Y. Ah, here, there, the product is. Okay, so ISO direction, like one is a U and second one is a V. So, like how we have an X and Y, we have an U and V's here. So, what is that U and V? For example, I say, where's my keyboard? I'm sorry. So, I'll set the value to the 0, and when I connect the ISO direction to it, and the parameter is always a number. So, let me set a slider, a number slider. So the parameters always like should be from 0 to the maximum value, it's a 1, and the step would be 0.1. Okay, so if I want to stretch something, I can get the values from 0 and the maximum is 1. 0 and it's 1. Why? Because I set the minimum value to 0 and the maximum value it's a 1, and step in the sense like at 0.1. So it will give me the equal steps 0.1, 0.2, 0.3. That's how. Okay, well, so when I connect this parameter to this, now when I expand, can you see the curve how it is passing through? Do you understand?
Yeah.
Do you understand? Now when it reaches 1, so that would be end here from here to this. So it is giving me the different set of shapes. Okay, well, what if I change this value to 1 now? I change this value to 1. Okay, let me show you. Control B. Now if I increase this, can you see the line? Can you see the lines? Which is how it is, like the midpoint is here, like 0.5. That is exactly midpoint is here. And I can see something which is like this. Clear? Clear? Clear, guys?
Yes.
Okay. Well,
Yes.
okay, so surface dot get isoline. So if I set this to the 0, so what I do, I want to go with, I just want to go with not only one. Okay, I don't want to go with one. I want to go with multiple parameters. So there is a concept called, I mean, if there is a line, the start point always it should be 0 and the end points always should be 1. Even though length is like a 120 meters, it doesn't matter. It will always read as a start point and end point like 0 and 1 only. Now if I have a one more line like this, now if this is 1, then it could be 0, and I have a one more line here, and if this is 0 and this would be the 1, so if this is a 1, this is a 0. So this is how it looks like. Clear, guys? So if it has a 4 edges, one edge is going to be, I mean, like start point is going to be called as 0 and end point we called as a 1. If this is a 1, then other hand it would be like a 0. Clear, guys? That is the reason. If I mean, okay, I'm sorry, control Z not possible, no? Okay, so let me create a pen. So if I'm sorry, let's say this, if this is 0 1 and this is a 1, and if this is 0 and if this is a 1, then what is going to be the midpoint here? What is the mid value?
0.5.
Very good. So 0.5. So here it's again a 0.5. So again this is 0.5, and again this is like a 0.5. Clear? Now if I connect these 4 together, then it will give a one more rectangle in it. Clear? Clear?
Yes.
So this is how you do understand. Like whereas all the drawings, Control B. I'm sorry, Control B. Now I don't want to play with a one single parameter, and I want to play with multiple parameters now. So multiple parameters we will be using the ranges. So I want to start with a 0 and double dot and 1. Now when I connect this to this, it will give me two curves actually. It will give me two curves. One is this and second one is this. Did you get that? So one is this and second one is this. It's giving me 2 points. This is one is Control I. So let me isolate. So this is the point, and this is a one curve, and this is another curve. Well, no, with a step of 0.5, it's giving me 3 curves here. It's giving me 3 curves there. Let's say Control I. Now I can see 3 curves. I mean, if I set this value to the 0.2, oh, if I set this to the 0.1, this is how it looks like. Okay, perfect. So I like the design.
Yeah.
Let's say Control B. Now surface.get isoline, Control C and Control V. Okay. Now I want to do the same thing in the V direction as well. Let's say if I set it to 1, now I can see the same. So this is what like we played like before. We just like played before with the help of quad grid by surface, right? Correct.
Yes.
So these are like an additional option. If I open this, if I place this node and if I double click on this, I can see the same script only. Okay, well, that's fine. Now I have a like a Isoline. Get Isoline. Just give me a second. Okay, so I have a curves here and I have a few more curves here. So what do you do with this now? If I so surface dot get Isolate. I'm so sorry. If you're not married, if you don't marry, then don't marry, man. Seriously.
Yeah, it's the same advice.
even we cannot even we cannot take a proper meetings or nothing. Okay, from my personal
Can't do
experience, I'm
anything
like,
in life.
okay, well, and okay, well, let me close it. So surface dot get isolate. So we have a number of curves, and we have a
I have a
number
question here.
regarding marriage or what?
No.
Okay.
Are you going to open marriage bureau?
Who, me? No, I don't want to open. Okay, in
The
fact,
question is,
who is that? Well, yeah, tell me.
the question is, there is a one curve is following the last shape, but I want to be straight. But how it can be possible?
Straight in the sense?
The curve which is following the y direction.
Which curve you are saying? Which curve you are saying
No,
about?
on the surface. On the surface.
Let's say control
The
I.
grid?
This one.
Yeah, on the
This
grid.
one.
Yeah, grid. Yeah.
This
Yeah,
one.
this grid following y direction, but I want to straight.
Straight means?
Like the first point.
Like just an offset of the right.
Oh, you
one.
have a curve
yeah.
here. So there you need a straight curve. Is it?
Yes.
Okay, then nothing. See, generally we use the 3 points here, no? Simple logic.
No. Actually, sir, the last point is fine. I want the offset of first shape.
So you want like this?
Yes.
That's what, like you need a curve. This should be like this and the same way, correct?
Yeah, but in the grid will be the straight, like first what you draw first.
That's what I'm saying. See, we use one point here. So instead of that, what do? You will create a one more point and you will create a one more point. So this surface, it has a 3 points. I mean, this curve has a 3 points and the other curve should have a 4 points. That's it. Got it?
Okay, I will see later. Okay, I will see it.
No, I don't understand. So instead of this curve, you need a straight line. That's it. Is it?
Yes. Yeah.
Then you will be connecting. So you have to use 4 different points to create that shape. You understand? You need a 4 points. So one is going to be this point. Second one is going to be this point.
He is not about the shapes actually. He wants the grid as straight, not a shape. Correct.
Straight
grid.
What do you mean by straight?
Yeah. We having inclined grids right now, that vertical one. You understood, right? We having that inclined of these grids. One angle is parallel to these surfaces, and another one is the inclined one, which in y direction. Why we having y direction grids? Right? Can you?
Oh, you want the grids. You want to
yeah. You want the grid as straight grids. That y-axis grids now is inclined, but you want a straight.
That is not inclined. That is in straight only. The way you see, that's what the way you see it looks like that. For example,
no, actually, let's say the last second grid. The point should not be the end. How can I explain to you?
let me
So
give you the
me.
controls. Let me give you the controls, Ali. Don't
Yes.
struggle. Let me give you the controls.
Yeah.
I gave you the control. Yeah. Now show me.
Yeah. These grids,
Ah.
I don't want to like this. This point should be here like this. Got it? Like which one is this one is like this, and I want offset for all points. Currently, this is following this length, and this one is following this length.
Yes. Okay.
So, but I don't want. I want all are in the equal, an equal distance.
So you want to move this point?
No. Let's say
Yeah. Can I
each block,
explain? I think
these blocks are not on the equal shape. I want all these blocks are equal shape.
yeah, Rajesh, he just want an offset of the first line to be equally divided, not in a curve shape.
Not yes.
Okay. I understand now. So it should not be like this curve. It should be like how it is there.
Yeah,
So
just
it has
an
to be
offset
exactly
of
the same. Okay, then there is a different terminology, Ali. I'm so sorry. There is a different terminology. In that case, generally, what do? We have a node called first you have to create the lines on the grid itself. Like first you have to create all the lines here. Then onto, so there is a project input onto. Now what is it that what is it? It is expecting a surface and geometry to project and projection direction. So what is it exactly do? You should have a straight lines first of all. If you have a straight lines, you understand. Now let me explain you. If I draw the lines, what do you mean by project onto is, let me, where is control B? I don't want to see any this hydraulic geometry preview. Okay. Now what I do, first on my grid, I'll start placing a straight lines. Okay, I'm sorry. Erase all the drawings. Control B. Okay, I think so. Pen. Yeah. So first I have to create some sort of a lines like this. Understand, Ali? So this is how you need exactly, right? So you want
Yes.
these lines like this, not in the curves. So this is how you need, correct? Well, and one
Yes,
more
Yes.
lines like this, and now one more set of line like this. So you need like this, correct? So they should be the equal distance, correct? First, I
Correct.
have to create all the set of lines. Then I will import this. So I will use a project input onto, like project input onto. What do you mean by input onto? In the sense, onto which surface? For example, I want to exactly stick a sticker on to what? Onto what? On a curved surface. So it will be creating, let me show you. I think we don't have time to create that because I have to uh, ask me. I already have an example. I'll show you. I already created an example for like a different batch. So I'll show you that. So what do you mean by project onto? Then you will come to know. Clear? I don't want to discuss.
So continue this class, and then
We'll
you
see.
can simulate it.
I already have that. I'll show you that later. Don't worry. Now I understand your
Yes, okay.
question. Okay. Well, let's say show all geometry preview. Now I have this. Now how do we do that? Let's say, for example, I have a curves here and I have a curves here. Let me create any new thing. What do we do? We'll extrude the curve then. We'll just extrude it. So curve dot extrude. Curve dot extrude. Extrude in the sense in the direction and the distance as well. Okay, I'll go with this option. So when I connect the curve to this, do you see the things? Do you see that one? It creates a new like some sort of an extrusions. extrusions on the top
Yeah.
of it. Okay, well, and if you don't want this, and if you want to change the direction of it, you can control the direction as well. You can control the direction. Now the distance is 1. The default value is already 1. No, I don't want that much bigger. I just want to go with the 0.5. So when I set this, so it is setting all like 0.5, all like a 0.5. No. Like how many I have here? Like I have 11 points. Now the start, it has to be with a different distance, and the end should be with a different radius. Then we will be applying like a range concept here. 0 double dot with a step of 1 double dot. How many like points we have here? Let's say star x. So list dot count. So list dot count, and how many items I have here? Total 11. So when I connect this to this, now can you see that if I zoom in, the start one has a very, and it's like a 0. Let me start with a 0.1. Let me start with a 0.1. I have like a 0.1, and here 0.2, 0.3, 0.4, 0.5, 6, 7, which is keep increasing the distance of it, the curve distance. Clear? Now, in which direction I want to go with now? Now, if I want to increase this, I can play with some range concepts or whatever it is. I mean, we have a remap range and some other stuff. Okay. Well, now let me go with a 1 with a step of 5. 1 with a step of, not 5 is more, 2.3 something. Now, no, not look good. Let me start with a 0.5 and end with a 1.5. I think somewhat better. Okay, well, I want to play the same on the other direction as well, on this side as well. So I'll be using again, see, I'm copy paste the same nodes. So it looks like we have a lot of nodes, but generally we are playing with the same set of nodes again and again. It is expecting a curve. So I connect the curve to this. So it is expecting the count. When I connect this to this, that's it. Now I can see a different shape of the top of it. Do you notice that? Do you notice this? Now this is in a different shape now. Okay. Well, so this is how we'll be playing, like seeing. If you understand the complete terminology, first we created the points here. Am I right? So first we created the points. Let me. So first let me create, I have created the points here. So that set of points. Well, and this is also like a points only. We are also points. Then after the points, like what did we do? We have converted that into the curves. Let's say control line, curve, curve, and one more curve again. So these are creating the curves, curves, curves. Okay. Well, on the next to it, what did we do? We have created into the surface. So we played with the surface. We played with the surface now. So if I want to add a thickness to the surface, still you can do. So again, I did what I have done here, like again the surface and to the lines again. So to the surface, what I did, I generated the lines from the surface. Now if I want to add a thickness to it in mid of this, like what I can do, let's see, we'll do that here. So we have created some sort of a curves here, and then again like curves, surface to the curves again, and again to the curves to the surface. So to the surface again, surface again. Now I have this surface. Now if I want to add a thickness to it, if I want to add a thickness to it, or else I can go with no, if I add a thickness to it, it won't looks good. Let me play with any other option. Mm, Well, let's play with, I would like to convert this surface into the poly surface. So poly surface dot, let me try poly surface. Actually on this direction it doesn't look good. Let me go with 1, the 0.1. Okay, so this is fine, and I'll go with this. Actually I didn't like that much in here. Okay, I think this is fine. Control B. Now, how many surfaces I have here? How many surfaces I have here?
11.
I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I want to use this block as a different surface, and I want to use this block as a different surface, and I want to split this into the number of surfaces. Number of surfaces. So how do I do that? Let's say surface dot poly surface by joint surfaces so when I connect the surfaces to it, now I have a one straight poly surface. Okay, if I hide that, but still I can see, and I have only one poly surface. Okay, well, Control C, Control V. I'll apply the same terminology here as well. And let me check if I stop previewing here, but still I can see the poly surface. Okay, well, now what do you do this? I want to split these surfaces, this surface with the entire curve. Okay, let me use geometry dot split. Let me I'll explain you. Let me finish this. So I want to split this. So this geometry, with geometry I want, I will go with the surface. Where is my actual surface? I want to split this surface. You understand? I want to split this surface. That's going to be my main geometry, and the poly surface is the other geometry. Okay, very good. Now I have a 10 points. Very good. So let's say if I use Control I, now I can see Control B. Okay, so this is entire one surface, second surface, third surface, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Do you understand what I did now? Do you understand what I
No.
did? Array. It's very easy.
Yes.
I have a main
You
surface.
split the surface.
It's a main surface. It's a one surface. Now,
Yeah,
wherever there is an
you-
intersection lines, wherever there is an intersection, I have split it into a number of surfaces. So this is going to be one surface, and second surface, third surface. Not only this, I want to split more. Let me show you.
How do you split, sir? This is the
Because using geometry dot split. Geometry dot
Okay.
split, it needs a two geometries. So one geometry is going to be this one, the poly surface one, and the another one is the main surface, this one. Clear?
Okay.
Okay, well,
Clear.
so I'm done with this now. And if I want to split another one, I'll use the same Control C, Control V. So this geometry has to split with this poly surface now. Okay, 100. Got it, 100 now. Now, let's say press Control I. No, press Control I. So when I select this, okay, press Control I again. Select this. Why can't I see? Okay. Did I select anything else? Surface. I don't want to select any. I don't want to select any points or nothing. Okay. Well, I don't want this one as well. Okay. Control I. Yep. If you say this is my one surface. So this is my one surface. and this is another surface again. This is another surface. Do you notice now what did we do? I have split
Yeah,
it into
divided into panels.
Yeah.
multiple parts, into the multiple parts. So every block it is a surface now, correct? Every block it is a surface now. So let's say control B, and then again surface, and again one more, and that is what we did here. And one more, like one more, and one more. So this is how like we have splitted. Okay, well, I splitted it successfully. Then how do I play with this now? How do I play with that? So once I split it into it, I want to add a thickness. I have a number of surface. So final thing is surface dot thicken, surface dot thickness. I'll go with the both sides. Geometry, I'll connect the surface to it. If you notice it, there is a thickness added actually on the top of it. Do you see that? There is a thickness
Yeah.
added. I mean, it means like we have converted a surface, I mean, a very straight, like a paper curve into, I just added into the thickness. Got it? Got it, guys?
Yeah.
Now, in this case, of course, I can't see the extrusions on the top of it. So I want to change the thickness of it, or else there is a default thickness. So I'll set it to 0.5 or 0.2 something. So when I connect this thickness to it, control B. So there is a very less thickness here. Let's say control B, and my thickness has to start at 0.3 to the 1.3. Again on the other hand side, in the other direction, I'll do the same, 0.3 to the 1.3. You can change it. I mean, I'm just giving a rough figures, that's it, because I added a thickness over there, correct? So I converted it like a curve into I mean a surface into the solid. Got it? So if I see that here, I got it like this. So control B. Let's see, if I say control I, I can see like this. I can see like this. Got it, guys?
Yep.
Okay. Now what do I add a thickness here? So I have a number of surfaces, and how many? So this 100 surfaces converted into the 100 solids, but actually they are very unique. They all are same. The thickness which is almost like same. No, I want to assign a different thickness to the each surface. Then what to do? Then what to do?
Yeah. Then we'll extract the surface is what we trying to play
I'll
with.
be using ranges again. I'll be using the range like 0 double dot no with a step of 1 double dot 2.3 something double dot with a okay, so with a step of 3 some or 5 something, let's say 3 double dot with how many items I have, total 100 items. So how many, what would be the thickness, general thickness? Okay, 1.02. This is how actually it will print. When I convert this thickness to let's not flatten. Let's not flatten here. Why I'm doing flatten here? Because of I am having the values in L1 and L2. So this surfaces also should be there in L1 and L2. So when I connect the surface to this, I'm sorry, I have to connect the thickness to this thicknesses. Can I feel the difference? I don't think so. Oh my goodness. Too worse. Very worse. Reverted back. So that is how, I mean, for example, if you're playing with any other, like, I mean, if you want to assign a different thickness to it, then this is how you can play. Got it, guys? Now, how to import this into, let's say we have a 30 minutes more. We have a 30 minutes more. So let me set this show all geometry preview. Now control B. Now control B. Now, can I play with something at this point with this? I don't think so. I don't think so. We can play with this. No. So let's say hide all geometry preview. I don't see that now. Clear, guys? So this is the one more, or else I can do one thing. So if you don't like these lines, so we can convert this line into the pipes as well, like some sort of a like structural columns. Then how do you do that? Well, can we get this into the Revit and see how it looks like? Huh? Direct shape dot by geometry. Direct shape dot by geometry, and I have everything here. So when I connect this to the geometry, and let me minimize this.
Play from command.
And manage project units. Let me set this to the millimeter to the meters, otherwise I can't see what I'm playing with. Then the first node itself I want to disconnect and reconnect it again. Oh, I haven't even saved the script also. Let me save this.
Yeah.
If it gets stuck, it'll be a problem. Okay, this is not for the COVID batch. Dynamo Jan batch. Day 06 or 07 actually. So day 07 Dynamo geometry. Okay, I don't know. Generally, always the day 7 is the Dynamo geometry. Okay, well, so direct shape dot by geometry, and I want to set the category to each categories, and I want to go with generic model. I want to go with the generic models, and if I want to assign the material, freeze for now, and materials. Do you have a direct material here? No. So categories again, materials, all elements of category. Oh, whatever the names. If I have any glass, I have a
Yes.
glass. I have a
The fourth one, yeah, from the top.
the fourth one, or else I can go with any metal panel or something. I'll go with the glass then. Glass is more transparent. Let me go with
We control the transparency.
You can, yeah, you can control. If you have an options to control, you can control. Let's go with, it should be the metal, no? Metal panel. So the 47th one.
Yeah, Aluminium or something.
Sorry?
Aluminium or some steel.
Yeah, I didn't see anywhere. Let's go with any one of it. I choose the material here, and when I connect the material to this, and what about the names here? I mean, name for every shape. Let's leave that as it is, direct shape. I don't want to set anything. Let me save this script again, and when I freeze it, okay. What is error? Element Revit dot elements dot direct shape dot through an exception. What is that exception? What is that exception, guys? So that's a solid, and if I ignore this, still it is why? Control S, close this. Actually, no, it should not. Still again, why? Can't see anything here. Direct shape dot by geometry, or else import instance dot by geometry. Let me try. There is a one more. Import instance dot by geometry. Let me try whether it is working or not.
What is the issue here?
It is, I don't know even. It's not. Sometimes the warnings are not. They're not
Catchable,
clear. No. Yeah, it is. Import instance is successfully created. Okay, let me show you that in a Revit itself. Let's say they are import instances now. Clear? So this is how I can see. Now, if you want to see that, let me set this to the fine, and let me set this to the shaded. And I can, if you can see that, this is how it looks like. Clear? Clear?
Yeah.
So this is the way it will create a shape in a Revit itself. Okay, we have to change the coordinates actually, but now again it is a,
like object.
sorry.
We cannot move from here to the other place in the
Yeah, no,
Revit.
you can move, but it will take some time again in Revit.
Yeah, in Revit, yeah.
No, the rest of the items also will be selected. No, I mean when I copy all this, at least it is not even this direct shape. I don't know why. When I connect this geometry to this geometry, okay, let me change the category to something else, not the generic model. Let's say,
Break in roof or something.
casework or something. Let me connect this to the category. Again, it's giving me the warning. Arrange node, iGeometry operation. Initializer. Initializer. Well, ignore this. I'll see. Sometimes it gives this kind of an error. Let me. This is surfaces. So these are again surfaces. What about the surfaces? Still. Control C, Control V. Something went wrong. Well, let's ignore it. Okay, so generally it's supposed to work, but I don't know why. Okay, so surface dot thickness, and this is how it looks like. Well, now if I don't want to play with Like if I don't want to play with, like we have a curves, no? So, and we used a curve dot extrude. No, I don't want to use the curve dot extrude here. Okay. So surface, I don't want to use the curve dot extrude here. Show all geometric preview. And I want to create, let me control S. I want to copy this entire thing. Let me set this to the manual. And I want to select all this stuff and Control C and Control V. Okay, let me set it to automatic, and I want to phrase in the beginning here itself, so that won't execute and it will not kill our time. Now I have a surface here. Now what should we do? Okay, let me play. Someone asked me the another one. Who is that? Project on to. Okay, just give me a second. Curve tunnel, conical spiral. In the scripts, huh? Where is that? In example files, elliptical.
Can we convert these grids into pipes or a rectangular?
Yes,
Like
you
Boolean.
can. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. Let me. This example, yep, you can see this is almost similar to like what you are asking for. Okay, so what did we do here is the same question. Like what did we do here? Let me, I didn't use any number slider here. I'm not using the number slider here. Press Control I. I just want to isolate and point out by coordinates. I created some sort of a points. Who, I don't know who asked this doubt. I think Zaraf Ali.
Me.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I have created some set of points and I have one more set of points here. I mean, it is on the X direction and on the Y direction. Okay. So I have converted those lines like this. I've connected those lines. I'm from this point to that point, this to that, this to that. So this is the way I just draw some lines. Okay. Or else if you want to change the direction of these points to the another set like this, and still you can use it. Okay. Well, so what did I do with that? Like curve dot project. So curve dot project. What do you mean by curve dot project here? What do you mean by curve dot project? The curves and where is the geometry and where is the base geometry, and this is going to be the geometry now. So this is what we did the same curve dot extrude. I mean, I have a one point here and I have one more point and I have one more point. I created a Nurbs curve by using these 3 points and I curve dot extrude. So it has extruded up to some extent. Clear? Clear? Now, and then I said like in a y direction I want to extrude, then the curve dot extrude, and this surface I have connected and I used as a base geometry to that, to the base geometry, and in which direction you want to project this onto. So in a Z direction. If I zoom in, Control I, can you see that the lines which are passing through it?
Sir, you are explaining like as we are an expert. We are not expert. We are a beginner. So you have to explain from the scratch.
You want me to start? You want me to do it from the beginning?
Of course, from the scratch. Of course, we are not expert, and even we are the beginner.
We don't have any time since you asked me, so I'm explaining you this. Okay. It will take some. There are a lot of things to
Then
understand
it's
here.
purpose to learning. We will not understand.
No, you don't understand by seeing this picture. Don't you understand by seeing this
Because
picture?
most of people did.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Let me try that again. Don't you understand what is happening here, Ali?
Yeah, I can understand. I can understand what is happening here.
Hmm.
And what I want is the same, but how?
That is what I am explaining, no? So first you need to create something. So first try to understand. For example, not in this direction. You want in any other direction. The points were placed here, and there is a one more set of points were placed on the top. For example, we have a curves here. Where is that? Here. Okay. So what we have done today? Can you explain this? What we have done today? Ali,
Yeah,
what we have done today? So what does this do?
Yeah.
What does this do?
Yes. Yeah, I understand. This create the points.
It create the points. Then this one.
Yeah. This one is this is a number, the slider. It will increase the
What
the
number
lines.
slider? What is number slider?
The line.
No, the one which is selected here. Nurbs curve dot by points.
This will create the curve
Based on the
points.
points. Okay. Then what does this do?
The extrude is based on the line. It's make extrude.
It extruded. In which direction?
Yes. It's y direction.
Y direction. So y in the sense it is in this direction. So that is the reason we extruded it. Now that
Yes.
is using that is going to be used as a reference. That's it. Okay. Now forget about that for now. Let's start from this. What are this doing here?
It's again the creating the points.
Okay. And what about this?
This is interval like here this one I can understand the 4 dot 120 dot this what is this dot what is 4 what is 120 what is 4.
Okay, don't see that concept we haven't explained it. Let me explain you. Okay, so Control C, Control V. So generally this is called as a start. The first one we called as a start. It's a ranges. We will be playing with this ranges and sequence in the end of the training. I mean, like when the design scripting is started, this concept would be explained in the design scripting. Okay. Well, anyhow, since you asked me, the first value, the start, and put it dot dot. It means it is like a. I mean, it will be start from the 4 and till what number you want me to stop the list. So the end point. So end again double dot. So what do you mean by the step? So what is the 4 here? It means it's like a step. What do you mean by step? Let's say accept it. It will start with the 4, end with the 120, and the step would be the 4. So it will start with the 4 value and end with the 120, and every step it's like a 4 plus 4 it's 8, 8 plus 4 12, 12 plus 4 16. That is what we called as a ranges. Got it, Ali?
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, now what I am saying is use these numbers as a x value. Use these number as an x value. So wherever there is a number, so it will place the point accordingly. So it has placed on the x direction. Got it?
Yeah.
Got it?
Got it. Yes.
Now let's go in the y direction. So again, I said the same thing, 4 double dot 120 with the step of 4, clear? And then
Yeah.
connect those to the y. If I connect one single number, it will create one single point. If I connect number of numbers, set of numbers, then it will create multiple points.
Multiple.
Now,
Yeah.
I have a set of points here, like I have 30 points here and I have a 30 points here. So why don't I create a line? Correct? Now,
Yeah.
the first point of this, the first point of 400 will connect with 040. Got it? So this
Yeah,
is
yeah.
going to be create a point. So this is the point. I mean, this is the line, and this is a one more line, 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 line. There are creating number of lines. Now I want to expose these lines onto the surface. I want
Yes.
exactly drop that lines onto the surface. This is what like you asked me before in that
Yes.
example. Now to do that, we have a node called curve.project. Project means what? Like projection. Like how do you projection something? How do you project something? You have a projection, you have a projector, and when you project it on the like a flat surface, it would be the flat. When you project something on a curved surface, it would be curved. Curve,
Yeah.
right? So that's what like curved project here. So where are the curves? So I said consider these curves and on which geometry. So I already have a geometry which I created on the top of it. So
Yeah.
I have connected that to the this. And what do you mean by direction? In Z direction, because Z in the sense
Yeah.
the elevation, correct? The
Of
level.
course.
So
Yeah.
I used vector dot Z axis. When I connect that, it has drawn some lines on that. If you notice it, it has drawn some lines. It means
Yes. Yeah.
if you notice it, there are actually same lines which are projected on. So this line, it is not cross checking, it's not crossing on that, and there's the second line somehow which is getting crossed on the surface, and the third one and the fourth one and fifth one, they are exactly going straight forward and connecting to this,
Yes. Yes.
connecting on the surface, though exactly they are projecting on the top of it. You understand? Well,
Yeah, I understand.
so now what are the curves they are actually projected on the top of it? Then I simply converted that into the flatten and curve dot plane at parameter.
Flatten. Why we use this flatten? Flatten means what?
Flatten means it has a number of lists. So this is a list, this is another list, this is another list. So list dot flatten will convert all the list into one single list. Understand?
Okay.
There
Yeah,
are
got it.
0 list, 1 list, 2 list, 3 list. Now they are not called a list actually. So these number of lists will be converted into one single list.
Okay.
List dot flatten. So list dot flatten. Then curve dot plane at parameter. What do you mean by plane at parameter in the sense? So it will create a planes here. So this is somewhat an advanced concept. I mean, to understand the planes, it is not a one-day concept. Only the planes and vectors will kill 2 hours. Okay, but as of now we don't have any. Let me explain you in a brief. Don't ask me from the scratch. Okay, so it's very hard to make you understand. Okay, well, curve dot plane at parameter. So when I connect the curve, it is getting the plane in the sense in which direction which is passing through actually. Okay, so when I connect this, they are getting the planes. So can you see the planes here? If you notice it, these are called planes. These are called planes. Okay, so when I select this, I can see the planes. When I select this, I can see the planes. It means they are in this direction. Curve dot plane at parameter. Now I have a plane, and at this plane I want to create a circle. See, I've created a circle here. Let me increase the depth, increase the radius that you can understand very clearly.
Yeah, I got it. I got it. This.
So 0.5. When I select this, see, they are the circles here, and they are in the curve direction. So the curve is looking on this direction. So that is the reason it is on this, and the way how they placed it. Clear?
Yeah.
Well,
Clear.
and this circles, I want to convert that into the sweep. So when I did that, now that circles, the circles we called as a profiles. So I connected the circles as a profiles, and path are these lines. The
This
path are
lines,
going
yeah.
to be this lines. Then it will create a sweep. So that's it. What we did here.
Yeah, now it's clear for
Very
me.
clear. Very good. Thank
Yeah,
God.
very
I'm happy. If you're happy, I'm happy. Well, so geometry concepts are not that. I mean, they are not that tougher to understand. Okay, but if you don't have a proper practice, you will forget the rest, the sort of notes. And without, I mean, like we have a 20 days training, like a 15 to 20 days training. So this training is a base for to play with the geometry, and geometry itself, it will kill 15 days, guys. If you are interested in learning geometry, then enroll for the geometry and learn, and you can create really a wonderful building designs. That is what I can promise you. Okay, and you can make yourself, like if you purchase let me explain you. If you purchase a 3D printer which worth 15,000 or 20,000 by from your money, and then you can print all these into the STL format, and you can connect that STL document to your printer, and it will print, so that whatever you have created, you can go ahead with any interview with this is what like we did, and I know like how to create it. So to impress the interviewer, like to impress an architect or a senior architect or whoever it is. Okay, if you want to impress her, so you keep playing with all these kind of stuff. Clear?
Just one question regarding the 3D printer.
Uh-huh.
So how much it cost for the
50.
model to print? Like we need to put some material, or what? Like in normal printer, we put the ink.
Let me show you. Like 3D printers. If I go
Because it sounds
images,
very interesting.
the one which I do suggest is where is the one which we used to forget about the material. Material is very cheaper. It is like a two. I mean, where are you from, Atik? Dubai, right?
I'm from Pakistan.
Okay, Pakistan. So
In Canada, so everything is very expensive here.
So when it comes to this, I don't see our printer here. This is a very basic printer. This is a very basic
Yeah.
printer. Okay, even you can get it for like 10,000 to 15,000 INR. Okay, and the best one is there is a closed one. There is a closed one like this, like this. So Flash Purge Finder is also having good reviews. You can go ahead with this, but it can't print the bigger. I mean, the big size. You can check the specifications here, like up to I mean, not even 15 centimeters also. Okay, so cancel it. You can print up to 30 centimeters. This one.
Yes, this is good. Up to 1 feet is
Yes,
fine.
yeah. So this one is also good. I've seen a printer, and I suggested one printer to an architect also. I don't see that here. Let me check. It is on Amazon only. Amazon, not on 3D printer. And if you see the filament, it is 1,000 rupees only, and with one, it's a 1 kg again. It's a 1 kg, so it's a 900 in the sense. With the 900, you can print around 10 objects. We can around print 10 objects, and that too like this kind of a big objects. If you see this, like this, you can print almost 10
What is
to
size of
10
this
to 15 objects. Sorry?
What would be the size of these objects?
Link from
Around
Command.
Size
is 1
of
feet
this
or
is This is around like 20 centimeters something, 15 to 20 centimeters, 15 to 20 centimeters. And the advantage of this is it can go up to this extent. It can go up to this extent. I mean, it will print the 30 centimeters as well. You can read the specifications. You can read the specifications here up to which extent you can go with. If you don't compromise on pricing, if you don't have an issue with the pricing, you can go ahead with the more bigger ones as well. But installation is very, very tough. You have to install yourself everything. Okay, so once you've done, it will take 2 hours, 1 hour to 2 hours to set up entire everything in a proper way. Okay, well, once you're done with this, you can go ahead and you can take a picture of it and you can post it on LinkedIn so that the people will start following you. Okay, you will get a job opportunities. This is how I created my opportunities. When I'm sitting, well, like even though I do have a chance, I'm working for a company, I do keep post something, and you don't believe, I don't have a proper resignation in any company. And then
It's
myself,
not good, sir.
no, it's really good. That is why sometimes you have to generally when I was getting like a 79,000 and I joined a company for 79,000 and joined for the 63,000 something, 63,000. Why? No one will sacrifice the salaries. If you're
Yep.
getting X, and then if you're getting like a W, then no one wants to downgrade their salary package. But I did, because I need a designation. I want to learn and I want to earn at the same time. You understand?
Yeah.
If you're being as a modeler, you always be a modeler, or else you will get a 1,200 or 1,500 as a bonus, as a hike for every month. No, what did you do with that? Don't you have any like this thing? Why you're learning here? Why you are here? If you want to settle your career, don't focus on the package. Don't focus on the package.
Yes, I
Okay,
agree with you.
focus on the
Yep.
designation. If the designation is good, go ahead, even though if they are ready to pay very less. But once you have been there in that designation, you will learn, you will have a more responsibilities. So that leads,
Yep.
it gives a more impact on your career. Once you join any other next company on the same designation, you will get a very good high package, very good high package. No companies, no other companies will definitely directly offer you. I mean, if you're working for a same company for 6 years, they will not made you as a manager. You have to give some bunks. In 4 years, I have changed around 6 companies. If you notice, if you see my CV on LinkedIn, there is no proper quit. And in the interview itself, I do keep saying the same one thing. What if I feel bored, and if I feel there is no growth in your company, I'll immediately quit. The interviews ask me, why there is no proper quit, and can you submit your these things? I will show you my pay slips and everything. Don't ask me the resignation. Ask me the resignation, so I'll show you that email, I'll give you the copy of it, and then there is no proper quit. You understand? Because I don't want to serve the 2 months notice period or like a 3 months notice period like a slaves. Okay, no, join a new company and enjoy the new atmosphere, and then forget about, I mean, if you lost like 50,000 or 60,000, definitely you'll get it back. Definitely you'll get it back. And still, if you ask me like what is your thing, learn. Even I cross 60 or I cross 70, still I'll keep learning. If you want to upskill yourself, you have to learn. Even though you are on 90s as well, you are in the 90s also. Understand? Keep learning. That really gives you the good thing. If you want to earn, you have to learn. That's it. Okay.
Yeah. Sir, one thing, how much weight of this machine, this printer?
How much?
Approximately weight.
It is around 4 to 5 kgs. Different. I don't know. This is not even.
Carry from India to Dubai, yeah. Even for 5
No,
kg.
you can get it in Dubai only.
Here is this expense.
I was working in a 3D printer. It's in Dubai only. My first 3D printing experience in Dubai only. If you call
No, here is expensive.
No, not expensive. The same price.
I will.
The same price. If you check AE, Amazon.AE, you can see same $1 to $4 5 only. I'm sorry, dirhams only. Very cheaper.
It's
Same thing. Okay. So
Jaref, you can go to Dragon Mart, and in Dragon Mart you can find a lot.
no, but
Chinese.
they're
they're
not
Chinese,
trustable.
not trustable. Yeah, no, they're not trustable. Don't go to the
Yeah.
Dragon Mart. Useless. I bought a product there, and
I one object. Otherwise, after that, you will go on.
exactly. I bought a canister filter them from Dragon Mart only for my big aquarium, and it
Mm-hmm.
worked for like 1 week. That's it. After that, no, it didn't work. So no, Dragon Mart products are, yeah, you said like it's a China products. There is no guarantee. Okay, well, so this is what the Dynamo geometry, guys, and there are a lot of resources on online on YouTube as well. Now, based on this, there is no other way around. Mostly, if you see there are any set of new nodes, they are playing with any planes or vectors. Apart from that, there are no set of any additional nodes. But the concept, the way you understand, it's very generally, Ali, I have explained the entire thing in 5 to 10 minutes. No, generally I take 30 to 45 minutes to explain the same script.
No,
No.
if you start explaining like people will understand. If you there is a 30-minute job, if you can explain in 10 minutes, so we can understand.
Mm-hmm. But generally, that.
Rajesh, just
Mm,
I have one question. If
mm,
we're working on a whole building, like they have the rooms
mm,
and park,
mm,
everything,
mm.
so it's possible to create everything in Dynamo, or we will just use the combination of Revit and Dynamo,
That depends.
like
For
the
example,
wall,
for suppose,
indoor.
yes, for suppose, let's see. I used one. I used a. What is this?
Like here, what I understand, it's very feasible and very good for the outside structures.
Uh-huh.
But I'm just
Let me finish.
curious if
Let me explain that. In this case, for example, you don't want this curve to be done in a geometry in the Dynamo. In that case,
Mhm.
like what do? You will go and create a one structure, one family, like an adaptive family. Let's say click new, and I'm sorry, not project. So file, let's say new and family. Hey, where is this? Yep, it's opening. So let's say go to the English and adaptive family. Let's say open. I'll be placing 2 points here. So I need 2 points. So one is here and second one is somewhere else. And let me select these two and make those adaptive. And then I'll draw one line and draw one line like a 3D snapping should be on. And when I connect this line to this, and now I'll set up a point on this. I'll set on the point of this line. Okay, and I'll set that here. Okay, and I'll draw one, let's say 30. Hit enter. Now when I select this and I create a form, now I have an object here. Clear? Now when I drag this position, it will be automatically moved as along with the curve itself. Okay. Now, how if I want to use this? It's a Revit family now, and it is not a it's not a it's not a Dynamo object. It is a Revit. I mean, it's a Revit object now. If I want to use this wherever I have a curves, wherever I have a curve, let's say I have a curves here. This is a curve dot extrude. So line dot start point and project onto. So these are the points actually. Start flatten. Okay, so let's start flatten. Now I want to use like adaptive family. adaptive component, 2 points head curve. So let me load this into, where is this load project into the family? I think it should be done with a 3 points. If not,
Yeah,
we'll
this
create.
3 point.
It should be the 3 points
Support
because like Nurbs curve, no? So when I connect this to the curves to this and family types, and I use this a family one or family one something, family one. So when I connect this to this, yep, it has created. Let me minimize this. And if I go back and check in Dynamo in 3D, I can see those. You notice that? Yeah, it should not be the same actually. I have to change the units and
2
something
point.
else. Yes, if you
Because the point is not 2 point. You have it 3 point, then it will go on curve.
yes, it will go in a curve actually. Okay, but still this is on a curve only, but it looks like a straight line. If you notice it,
Yeah.
it should be
Yeah.
it should create with a 3 points. Thus, adaptive family should go with the 3 points. Then only I can get the curves. Okay. Well, I thought they're like a straight lines. Now you can use this as like a Revit family, and if you see, that's a Revit family, generic model Revit family. So you can either you can use a Revit object instead of like a instead of this using a Dynamo geometry objects. So if this is a Dynamo geometry object, it is the same. It looks like a generic model only, but you can edit this after place that with the help of a Dynamo. You understand? If you use a
Yeah.
But this is a
Dynamo
Revit
geometry object,
component.
because it's a Revit family. Yeah, correct. So because it's a Revit family, you can edit this. But if it is a geometry object which is generated by the Dynamo, no, there is no edit option. Understand?
Yeah.
There won't be any.
The object.
Yes, there is no such a point over there. Okay. Well, you can use, I mean, in your case, yes, you have to use Revit elements completely wherever you want. I mean, there would be, there are like some sort of a nodes to play with the family instances. Okay. So what are those? Let's say a family
Can
instance,
we convert these lines into framing?
structural framing. Yeah, you can, for example, structural framing. There is something wrong. Structural spelling up. Structural framing dot. You want me to create a beam or what? Beam, huh?
The
So
Yes,
framing.
beam.
beam dot by curve. Now it is expecting the curves. So let me connect the same curves here. And structural framing type. I think we don't have any beams. Let me. Oh, I'm sorry. Control Z. Let leave that as it is. So insert load family. Where it is structural foundations.
Framing.
No, where it's structural framing. Yes. So structural framing. Then which one we'll go with?
Concrete.
Steel framing. Concrete or steel, anyone.
Steel. Okay, steel. Which one?
Any.
Any I-beam,
I-beam. Huh?
I-section.
And
Yes.
this one. Let's go with a miscellaneous wide flange or
Okay.
structural tree, round bars, or this one, square bars. Let's go with the square bar. Okay. Let's open square bar. It's a square bars.rf here for now. Okay. Well, I'll go with that and square bar. So I'll connect this to this. And what do you mean by level? So levels are like 1. So it's a level 1. So when I connect this to the level 1 to this level, it's giving me the error. Structural framing dot beam by curve. The run has completed. but still I can't see anything here because it is returning an error. Structural framing.beam by curve. I have one more. If there is a problem with this should work. End level and the structural framing type. This will create for sure. Yep. See, this is working. Let me go back and see. I can see the structural framings exactly like how I have done here. See the object, the curve, and this one, and this, and this. Can you see those square bars?
Yes.
Do you get this? So that is the same thing. That is the same thing like you can play with. If you want to use any I bars, I beam, like I beams or anything, you can use the same. And what is
Any
this?
kind of
Any kind of like structural framing. If I turn off everything except the structural framing, where is the structural framing here? Where is that?
go down, go down, go
Yeah,
down. Yeah.
structural framing. Now I can see the same stuff here. Got it, guys? Clear? So
Yes.
coordination by discipline. So that is how it would
Sir,
be. Yes.
I sent you one file. Have you checked that?
Which no Ali? Which one?
There is a CAD alignment file. So based on that, that is a CAD file. So based on that, we have to create some plinth and rail.
Plinth and
Okay, we can see later. But first, you just check.
are
I
they
can
point-based elements? Are they point-based elements?
no. It's, just check the file first. Then you can understand what is that.
Well, I'll check later. I'll check later then.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's okay. No. Yeah.
Fine then. So I hope, I mean, you do have still, I mean, because like we haven't finished the complete geometry concept. So we played with only some sort of a concepts, but at least you got some idea how the geometry works, right?
Yes.
Correct? Okay, well, that is what I need. I mean, because like everything, like I mean, we cannot understand in a one single setting.
What?
Okay,
Yeah.
one single setting. Okay, so I hope like you enjoyed today's session, the dynamo geometry. If you're from MEP background, then don't feel bored. Okay, and if you, I mean, generally, if you don't play with any, if you don't play with any general geometry, but still learn understanding the geometry concept, it will gives you some this thing. I mean, you can speak in front of any architect. Yeah, this can be done with a Dynamo. I have seen, like I have seen some sort of an examples. There are a lot of examples in YouTube itself. You can go through with it and exactly copy the same. Okay, clear? And do some sort
Sir,
of changes. Yeah.
me and Atik, we are not some specific thing. We are the combination of all MEP, structural architecture.
Mm.
So
Mm.
we are combination of all. We want to know all the things.
Learn everything. Yes, 22.
Yeah,
Well,
and that in
yeah.
one session.
Well, well. Okay.
Even
So
without practicing it.
without
You want-
practicing, yeah. See, without practicing, generally, I have received this many times from many practice because like the people used to say the
True.
same.
Yeah, when you are doing it, it looks like very easy and very
Yeah.
simple. But when we try to do it by ourselves, it's really tough.
Generally, when it comes to this examples, I don't go with any pre-recorded ones. So if you ask me something, I'll do in front of you. Okay.
Yeah.
So there is nothing. I mean, I don't decide. Okay, this has to be teach today. This has to be teach today. So the concept I do have something in mind. Okay, this concept has to be conveyed. That's it. But when it comes to the example, if you ask me something, I'll mold that concept into that particular example, and I'll explain you. You understand?
Hmm.
So this is how
Yep.
it would be. That is the reason sometimes I'm getting fail. If I already prepared, then I don't see any failures. Then I don't see any failures. But if you ask me something, I'll explain the same thing. Sometimes it fails again, but still, I don't think so. We haven't seen any failures till now. I hope we don't see in the future sessions as well, because I'm very well aware of it because of the practice. I used to sacrifice my personal time as well. I used to sit in a company as the same strategy. Like I used to, if my office is at 6 o'clock, I used to sit till 10, but the rest of the 4 hours I'm not doing the same modeling work to finish tomorrow's task. No, 6 to 10, it is a new thing. If I don't know the MEP model, like mechanical modeling, I'll get the work from the mechanical modeler person and I'll sit on it. You understand? So the 6 to 10, it is a learning part. So why don't you try the same in your organizations? Okay. So this is what I used to learn. If I'm bored of like mechanical, I'll go with the plumbing. I'll get the work. What do we done and why did I follow this? So the logic again. Then the dynamo. So why don't I play with an architecture? So why don't I play with the structure? So why don't I play with the MEB? Okay, so this is how it would be. Well, this is what my like journey. This is what I'm saying. My journey is okay. Well, fine then. So it's already 10:40.
Thank you very much, Rajesh. Today, the session was really interesting. Thank you very much.
Because you were into the
Yes.
similar thing. That is why it is interesting for you. And one thing, without learning the entire concepts in this 20 days concept, you can't play with the geometry. You cannot play with the geometry. That's for damn sure. Okay, because in today's geometry, I used some sort of a nodes which are don't confuse you at all. There are some sort of another nodes, they may definitely confuse you and you hate it completely. And I haven't used those nodes here. Why those nodes completely confuse you? Because every node you will be using a lacing. I haven't used that kind of a nodes today, so I take some special care on to avoid those things, and we did it in a different way. Okay, so generally when you play with any like geometry, then you will definitely confuse, because there are a lot of nodes um, to make you understand very important stuff. Okay, well, fine then. See you tomorrow, guys. Okay. So tomorrow again
Yeah,
it's
good night.
in. Yeah. Good night. Good night. Good night. Already three people were left. Okay. Fine then. See you guys. See you. Bye. Good night.
Okay, bye.
Good night. Good night. Bye.
Yeah, good night.